Street talk. Streetz is talking this shit.
I'm tuned in right now to Street Talk, my man Streetz.
Street Talk, man, he got that fire.
Make sure y'all get on YouTube right now. YouTube and look up Street Talk.
Make sure y'all tune in.
Stay tuned. Heat.
Yeah, just tune the fuck in because I said so.
What's good, y'all? It's been a year, but we back. Welcome to Street Talk, where if you love us, we love you. And if you hate us, we still love you. But fuck you, though. But like I said, it's been a year. About to get the ball back rolling. It's only right that I started off with one of my boys. Somebody that, shit, it's been years. Time flying, niggas getting older, getting better, not getting older. But I'm not even going to delay it no more. My boy, Lord Finesse.
Yo. It's good, G.
Shit, man, how you been?
Cool, man. What's the word, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, I'm good. Thank you for commenting with me.
Nah, no doubt, no doubt. Always a pleasure.
Alright, so tell the people who don't know, even though they probably already know about yourself, what you do.
Go by the name of Lord Finesse. Depends on shit how long you knew me. You might know me as the person who used to rap, you know. Right now I do a lot of promotion and events and stuff like that, so I switched my pitch a little bit. You know, I used to host parties. I'm still in the nightlife entirety, you know what I mean? So as a whole, that's just me. That's what I do.
So let's transition from that. So what made you start rapping?
Ooh. Maybe with one of those, huh?
Cause I remember you came when I was still Crime Street. You came in the studio side with me when we worked down the
Crime
road.
Street. Ooh. You took it back.
Yeah.
You took it back.
That's how long we knew each other.
Yeah, that's a
BK
fact.
in the Valley type shit.
Yeah, that's a fact. I really stopped rapping. I always write. I still write to this day. I don't go to the studio like that. Like, I used to want to get into the industry and stuff like that, but then I got into like the real business side of it. You know, a lot of artists don't understand it's bigger than music, you know, in more ways than which they would even fathom if they really get into it. You know what I mean? Right. And from trying to be an artist and doing events and working with industry people and doing research, I start getting in tune with the business side of it and the demonic side of like it's a whole other left field to it, trust me. So that kind of just altered my vision on wanting to be a rapper more so, you know what I mean? I always like I love to write though. I love music in general. Like, I'm a music head. I'd rather listen to music than watch TV. You know what I mean? I play drums, I can DJ, like, you know what I mean? So music is just in me, period. You know, so that pretty much sums it up with the whole slowing it down on, you know, trying to be a whole artist and everything like that.
But you was with it in a group when you was younger, right? You was running with.
Nah, we wasn't even a group. I was with the franchise. We was more like a label, like a team. Right. You know what I mean? We was all like solo artists. And we all was just rocking. We moved in as a unit, so it made it look like we was a group. You know, we did a lot of things together, but we wasn't a group, nah. That was the good days of the franchise.
So do you ever look back and wish that you? So I guess the way I'm gonna frame it by saying this. Well, off camera I was saying how back in our time it was like competitive. And another thing was when you was like a real lyrical rapper, or a rapper is like that's all you supposed to be. You're a lyricist, you supposed to do this, you're not supposed to touch anything else. People that was close to me even put me on that, like, oh, you rap, that's where you supposed to be. But as I got older, I started, okay, I got other talents. Can host shows. I can use my voice a little bit melodically. I ain't never gonna go the direction that the new rap shit going, but it's easy. Like it's interesting just to experiment, just to feel. You know what I'm saying? Like just to test shit out and see.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to keep it the same.
My regret is that I limited myself, but it was kind of, it came with the territory in the times. But it's like, so do you feel like you could have did all of that and still did what you did to be where you are today?
Staying the same or changing with time?
No, you can't stay the same. You gotta evolve. That's what I was saying.
I really don't like to kind of go further on what you're talking about, I don't like the way the music game is too much. You know what I mean? As far as, when I did do music, I'm all about lyricism. You know what I mean? Like, my favorite rapper is Jay-Z. You know, I listen to the Jadakisses, you know, the Cassidys from back in the day. Like, I like metaphors. I like bars. I like something that's gonna make you think about, like, yo, he said that, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of artist I was. You know, I was never necessarily the shoot 'em up and sell a pound to you, you know, pound or a kilo to you. Like, that wasn't me. I was more of the, you know, up-tempo, metaphor, bars, swift with the flow. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of more my style.
Yeah, definitely. There's a whole bunch of bullshit out there. But that's another thing. I used to fucking hate crank that music when I was younger. Like, I used to hate that shit. Being like a lyricist trying to break, but it's like everything has a place. All of that shit does have a place.
It does.
There's a market for everything. Everything has a place. It's just some markets get over fucking saturated.
And I ain't gonna hold you. When I'm in the club, I'm gonna keep it so real. I'm not gonna shit on the Soulja Boys necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, as a lyricist, and we listening to, like, you know, we listening to bars, like, of course he doesn't fit that category. But I'd be a damn lie to say I wasn't in the club cranking the Batman and all, like, that's what we used to do back in the day. Like, college days, that, you know, I was in college when that stuff was out. So we would, yeah.
You went away for a minute too, right? Like, you wasn't in Syracuse for a minute.
I was in Charlotte.
Yeah, you got to clarify when you say went away.
Right. They probably like, oh, he was lined up. Not that.
But I know that had to be an eye opener too, to show you some different shit. Cause me being from Georgia,
it did 100%. Cause it's a bigger city, more stuff going on. The nightlife at that time when I was down there was something I ain't never seen before. Like, it was popping.
You let me get ashtray.
It was popping. I got it in there, bro. I love the night scene down there at that time. Like, now, you know, certain clubs ain't open. You know what I mean? But yeah, back then.
So you was promoting down there too?
A little bit, but not as much. I was working with this one dude down there. He actually from the town. Shout out to Floyd. You know, I had helped him promote some stuff down there. He was getting stuff popping. He's still getting stuff popping out there. But you know, I helped him promote this joint for Kevin Hart for CIAA back in the day. I ain't really make no major moves down there though. You know, I did conduct business when I was down there. At this time, this was back in 2012, 2013. I was down there and I booked Cassidy a couple times. Like, I was doing business moves, living in Charlotte, but for up here. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So being that we is talking about, like, shit, how we getting older and shit like that, what is, like, noticeable differences that you see? And we can go from the world or the landscape of music or however you want to.
Sure, pick a subject. we on go time. Pick a subject. Sure.
Alright, so let's go. We just talking about music. Let's go state of the world.
State of the world. Like Pac said. What the hell he said? Yeah. Dang, my mind just went blank. Yeah. What he said and keep your head up? Something, there's no hope for the future. Something like that. I can't even remember right now, and that's bad, yo. That's bad. But it's definitely different out here right now.
But to piggyback off of what you said,
definitely different.
It's like, it's weird because when you listen to shit and you like even watching old politicians and you listen, like, even as far back as Martin Luther King and fucking Malcolm, well, they were the last real type of niggas like that. I don't even want to call them niggas. Kings like that. But it's like, that shit is crazy that shit is still relevant today. The shit that they was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck after all of this time, or you go listen to Martin or somebody do some stand up routine in the '90s or some shit, and talking about police brutality or some shit, and that shit is still fucking happening today to this time, but it's just more filmed and in the open now. But
yeah. I think when they start pushing certain agendas, then it's more in the open. You know what I mean?
What you mean by that? Pushing certain agendas?
I think with the whole police brutality, you know, it does happen. It happens more than people probably would imagine. You know, sometimes, okay, boom, when you look at it like, you see, you got national television, right? Now, this type of stuff happen every day. But there's only spurts and different moments when television is really pushing, you know, just like not too long ago with the whole Black Lives Matter, and you know, we had a couple incidents like with Zimmerman, you know what I mean, and a lot of these people getting off, and then they push certain agendas out there. They televise it more, you know what I mean, and they do it in spurts as if it don't happen more often than what they show. But people go off a reaction, so when you blasted it on TV, this, you know, now our people is in a rage. You know what I mean?
I know that for a fact because one of my friends, my police friends, said that they really choose what they report. It's so much shit that the calls that they
That's
get,
a fact.
you don't get. You only get a small percentage of what happened.
That's a fact.
But that's what I'm not to be on no conspiracy rant, but I do feel like when this mass shooting shit, it's like with gun control, there's a lot of people that be like, okay, make laws, make shit where you can, like, people can't get guns, but first of all, people should have guns. Because when they said that shit is against if your tyrannical government, I mean, tries to take over or try to enforce certain shit, or you should be able to protect yourself in your home, But the real problem with that is that it's like, you gotta, instead of trying to police everything, which never fucking works in the first place, you gotta figure out why the motherfucker's sick. Why is this shit happening in the way that it is? But my brain, like, that's how I feel like what the solution should be. But I feel like it happens so fucking often now. It's like, are they doing this on purpose so that they can try to control?
I feel like it is. And if you want to go back to the beginning of time, like the beginning, everything, yo, like, and that's thinking outside the box. People have to understand, like, yo, the world we live in is realer than it gets. I'm telling you, because like you said, they only show you what they want you to see. So if they only showing you what they want you to see, that's controlling, right?
Definitely.
Because, yo, I want you to see this black dude getting killed. What is that going to do? It's going to trigger, what, the urban community, correct? You know what I mean? I want to put this on TV. All that's predictive programming. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I really don't like to watch TV like that. You know what I mean? And if you do watch TV, I feel like you really have to know the difference between reality and fiction. For sure. You know what I mean? Like, the news we get today, that'd be some bullshit. I'm sorry to say.
It is.
It's like we need to watch it, right? But
they should just call that shit bad news because they never done good.
But they're still reporting what they want you to see. So think about the stuff they don't want you to see. Think about all that.
Facts. That's why I feel like they put that shit in your face in the movies they make and
so like the NBCs and, you know, freaking, what was Don Lennon was on what? CNN?
Was he on CNN?
Was he on CNN?
Fox.
Was he? Whichever, even Fox. That's like commercial news.
CNN is what I used to go to when I used to watch the news, though, just because they were probably Democratic. But now that I'm older, that whole shit is some bullshit. It's just like they always teach you to pick a side. And then it's like our community. I hate that about our community too. It's like it's always versus. Do you like them or them? And my mind is like, yo, you take this person and you take this person and you put them together, that shit might make something fucking amazing. Like, it's the and versus the versus. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's Cardi versus Nicki when she first, or versus Meg when they first came out. Oh, and side note about fucking Meg, y'all better treat Meg like fucking R. Kelly if this shit come out.
I won't even speak on that. I'm not a fan at all. I'm not even gonna hold you. Some joints in the club hit, but that whole nah.
She better get.
I ain't never thought she got.
She better get fucking banished to foreign fucking land. She not though. I feel like that's. I know I'm fucking crazy. It's been a while, so. But I feel like really that's the equivalent of like the equal of how if a man take advantage of women all the fucking time physically, and that shit's not cool. But I feel, all
call
that
it what
shit.
it is.
But I feel
shit.
like that's the equivalent of that as far as for a man. Like when women put they place all that shit on them that they
that's a fact.
and then they try to turn up their whole fucking name and try to destroy them and play all the mental fucking game.
You can't mess around like that. That's what made it not cool. And the little bit that I did like it, that kind of just killed it.
And at first, because I think Tory Lanez is a talented ass person, and I was like, fuck him. When I first if that's what you want, fuck him. But I kept saying,
but you want to know, but this is a conversation everybody not ready for, yo. And the man is telling you in his music, like, yo, me already on my mental thoughts. This shit is bigger than music, right? Mm-hmm. Shit ain't got nothing to really even do with Meg and Tory necessarily. This shit is a bigger issue out of that. He tells you in his music what was up. And then think about it. Tory was owning all his shit. He told you who tried to sign him. He telling you in his music. What people think is just music. They bob like, yo, Pac is a perfect person to listen to. He told you back in the day, don't just bob your head to the beat. Peep game, listen to the message and hold motherfuckers accountable for what they say. He said that back in the day. That shit still applies to now. Shit. Listen to that man messages. He telling you what was up.
Okay, but so let me piggyback back off of that. You said holding people accountable of their lyrics. Should they be able to use their lyrics against them in trial and in court and shit like that?
Nah. And even though that would be holding them accountable, I'm more so talking about, okay, when you talk about selling your soul and selling out, holding them accountable for their character.
Alright.
Fuck, cause music is entertainment, right? Just like movies. Mm-hmm. So you can't necessarily hold them accountable in court for what they're doing as a job and working, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking deeper. I hold them accountable to their character. If you're willing to sell out and wear a dress, that ain't my lane. You know what I'm saying? But it goes to show yours. Like I gotta hold you accountable for that, right?
Yeah, like I could say, I guess the separation would be how they trying to indict Young Thug and they trying to use his lyrics, but Young Thug was on the broader band of shit, and maybe there's a kernel of truth in the shit that he was saying, but that nigga is fucking rich and he just rapping that lifestyle as opposed to TK when he did the fucking race and then made a fucking song and video about it. No, that's two different. Like, yeah, he should be held accountable. You was stupid as fuck for that. They caught your ass and you should have got fucking caught for doing that stupid shit.
I think what makes the difference is of how much TK was spitting was truth and how much Young Thug was spitting is truth. Right. And that's where I think they got him. Because it's like, okay, we say don't hold him accountable for his music. Okay, we'll give you that. But when we go to the spreadsheets, we go to the database, and you rapping about shit that's still unsolved, right? That puts you back in the game, right?
Nigga said the body is over there.
I'm just saying, right. So in that instance, it's a raw deal, like
Yeah, these new niggas is different, man. They really just be snitching on themselves, though. Niggas be like, yeah, I shot him on Brighton. Hit out in Liverpool.
But that's the new wave. Everything gets broadcast. Everything gets let me pull out the snappy. Let me do the live. Like they gonna tell on themselves because they wanna. It's about the look. So because they want the look, it's like I gotta have somebody see it because if they don't see it, then I don't have the look.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Back in the day, I wasn't talk. Come on, man.
You don't need to know.
They wasn't moving like that.
Do that shit in silence.
They wasn't moving like that, bro. And I don't know who started it off and where it started from, but it definitely wasn't moving.
I've seen niggas. I grew up around niggas that'll light some shit up and then sit down like nothing fucking happened. And it just be like, nigga, I seen you. Like, how do you like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't no, yeah, we lied, we just did this, we
right.
Nothing fucking happened. Nothing happened.
Not back then. They wasn't moving like that. That's the new generation, though.
It's like, that shit different. But, okay, so, before we go to politics and all that other shit, so we can bring Kate in on all of that. Let's talk about your latest venture and bringing styles. So how was it hard? Was it a headache? How did you feel about the overall?
Oh man, headache ain't the word. Not even with styles though, because that's like anybody who know me and know my history, like LOX is like backyard shit, right? So dealing with him, that wasn't no issue. Putting it together, it was a task. I ain't even gonna hold you. And you know, I do events. Putting an event is never really the task. It was just who was dealing with at first, you know, from the venue and having to switch certain things kind of last minute. But thank God, with the expertise and being in it for so long, we was able to make a smooth transition, still be able to have the situation go on. It was a good event, Up in Smoke, 9-hour event, hardcore MC. Everybody was chilling, no issues. It was all love. So the turnout was great. You know, I will say that the turnout was real great.
Definitely. It's just hard when you doing shit in Syracuse sometimes. Cause people always gotta find something. They gotta try to drag something in some kind of way.
It's a love-hate thing with Syracuse. I really, and I like, truthfully, like when people, and a lot of people don't know the inside looking in, they don't know the politics of putting on a whole event. Like they don't know what goes into it. They don't know the expenses. They don't know the headaches. They don't know. Like, bro, I've been doing this joint for years and years, but every event I still get a little bit of nervousness. Why? Because Syracuse sometimes could fuck up. They could piss off a Happy Meal sometimes. You just never know what could go left, so I'm always on. My anxiety sometimes do be up. I'm like, my track record is good, pretty smooth events. But it's always that, I hope don't nobody come on no BS, Because what we want to do is, it's so hard putting on hip-hop events. We want the track record to stay clean. We want to be able to prove to these club owners and these venue owners, like, we can bring such and such and have a good time and vibe out. You know what I mean? And that Up in Smoke Fest, man, that broke a lot of barriers right there. Boy, 9 hours, Styles P,
right,
Up in Smoke,
chilling.
Come on, man.
A lot of niggas can't do that. Go ahead. Flex your shit a little bit.
No, it ain't even about flex. Forget the flex. I'm flexing more to the owners. So like, I tried to do an after party at certain spots. And people, and they may even know my track record, but because what I was presenting, they just wasn't with it. So it kind of made me more like, I really hope this joint goes smooth, because I'm going to show all you know what I'm saying? It was more proving to them, not the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it is a whole lot of fucking politics, bro. So like,
definitely.
Like, but so what I'm gonna say from that is like the audience of the town, right? Like artists know what's up, and like growing up doing showcases, I always felt like I was performing for artists and people that they brought with them. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like the town would just come out because it's an event and it's a certain person or people and want to see what they fellow people. We ain't got that kind of mentality that go along with shit. So, damn, I just lost my goddamn train of thought. So, basically what I was saying, that shit happen to me all the goddamn time. So, it's gonna come back. We got it back. So I feel like, okay, so to give the example, R.I.P. Washi, he just passed away, right? And
Yeah, respects.
yeah,
that's my homie, young brother. So definitely.
and me being like in the bar type of scenery and like knowing people affiliated with after hours and stuff like that, the police made sure that people like they couldn't have a after hour or they can have a repass for him.
Right,
because he's
attention
gang affiliated.
Right, yeah.
But we give that. So my point in saying that is, they give so much power to that. But all of our talent and all of our people in our, like, we all have a selective fan base. Like I've slacked off a little bit, but I still have a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like if we had that kind of importance and gave importance to our fellow artists, and I'm trying to say this shit the right way. So it's like it's weird to me that, but that's Syracuse. It's like a design almost, because that's what the structure of that shit is. It's like, okay, we give attention to the gang shit, we give attention to that shit, and we like. But then cuz was a rapper. Like it was, it was like it's all kind of other aspects, and then you lean into that shit.
It's the mentality, and that's where they wanna keep you.
But that's what we as a town feed into at the same time too.
Yeah, of course.
But can you imagine what Syracuse would be if we was all like there's people that we've done enough, all of us, that we can literally go speak to kids at schools and shit. Like without even being big names, but it's just embracing your own and trying to put, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just, they always see local artists as local artists instead of underground artists, and that's how.
And I had to switch my pitch with that, because I once was that local artist, you know what I mean? And that's why when it comes to even doing certain events, you know what I mean? And I do the up and coming artists. I like to call them up and coming artists, you know what I mean? Versus local. I think it sounds better, you know what I mean? I think saying local and you mentally drilling that into somebody, they gonna think what? Local. Nah, up and coming artists. That gives you broad, you know what I'm saying?
But it puts a responsibility on artists too.
It does.
It
does. They gotta be serious with. Yeah, you know what comes with it, because you're an artist. You know, it's a lot of work. I used to be it's a lot of work.
This shit ain't for.
I left it alone. It was too much for me. I jumped in a different bag.
I literally, I say this all the time. I look anybody that create, I look at them as a fucking superhero, because it's like that shit is a power. That shit really is a power. Anybody can do what a motherfucker do, and everybody should embrace that. And then that's where I lost my competitive edge, I think, a little bit, is because I'm not competing with nobody anymore. I'm trying to figure out me. I'm trying to compete with me. I'm trying to be better than me. Like, I'm in my own fucking lane. Like, why the fuck do I gotta compete with anybody? They got their lane, and it's like people mastering out their shit. So it's like we all. It should be a better connect. People know each other. Like, it's crazy. Like it's just
because the town is so small. You know what I mean? The town is so small. And
like it's crazy. It really boggles my mind. It's like I don't understand. I don't know if there's a way to fix it. I don't know if it's just gonna keep going further down fucking hill.
All you could do is do you.
No, but I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not even speaking personally.
Generally.
I'm talking.
I
found just streaming on the internet.
That's generally. Because you know what? If everybody work on themselves and move a certain way, ultimately, that becomes a unit, right? Mm-hmm. If everybody doing, you know what I mean? And it's like, yo, you can't save everybody.
But the long route of where all of that came from was the only negative thing that I seen from the performance the thing that you put together was they were talking about the local artists, which is like, and they probably really didn't even listen, that's what I'm saying the mindset came from. It's like, okay, they not a name, they're not this and they're not that, and it's like, you never know. It's like I love listening to like listening to other artists. I love, like, there's so many times that I go on Facebook and I'm like, just send me the shit that you working on, or post, like, whether people who respond to it or whatever. But it's like, I just love, like, I love to see, it don't take nothing away from me to be a fan of somebody else. Or
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
gotta, one thing you gotta do, you definitely gotta give people they props. If it's old and they shit knocking, tell them that. Why, you know? That's what makes you better as even a person, an artist. You know, even your character.
yeah.
You know that's just real. You know what I mean? Collab, network. And that's my whole thing. Like I was saying, from being an artist to doing events, it balances its way out. You know what I mean? Because from a promoter standpoint, I could still run business as a promoter, but still know what it felt to be that hungry artist who wanted to open up for a big event.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. The big, like, I opened in Rochester for Fetty Wap a couple of years ago with my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And that show it didn't go the way that it was supposed to. Wasn't my fault, but however it go. It was still a big opportunity. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
you see that.
Cause
Like,
that's when Fetty was doing his thing. So.
I'm seeing it backstage. Like, you always take, like, everything isn't. That's something that everybody gotta take with you. Everything ain't gonna be 100% hit out the park, but you just gotta pick up what you can from it. Like, you learn from everything. Every fucking experience teach you something.
And that's what I tell them, because again, being that artist, but on the promoter side, it's like, yo, and a lot of promoters, they don't care. They just gonna collect the bag and keep it moving. Me, I'm like, yo, it's a big opportunity for you. Come with mixtapes. Come with merch. Come with your shit. Come to network. The traffic gonna be there. Other artists gonna be there. Other producers is gonna be there. So as you, as an artist, you gotta do yourself the due diligence and move around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The platform is there for you though.
I led you to the water. You gotta drink it.
Yeah, and a lot of artists don't take advantage of that. Yo, bro, funny stories, man. Yo, I had people opening up for artists thinking they bigger than the artists they opening up for. How does that make sense? That's how it be.
It don't.
Come with $1,000 outfit, mad bottles, entourage. Ain't pass out one CD. It had no business cards. Ain't mingle with nobody. But you talking about you an artist trying to take it serious. Like, I'm just saying.
And that's what y'all gotta be prepared, bro. You can't just be out there in the wolves thinking, like, that's what I learned. Like, talent only take you so fucking far. Like, I always took pride on that shit. Like, I can fucking rap, but like, it's so much. It's like, it's being an artist. It's like not just being a rapper. It's shit that come along with that. Being a showman, like marketing and all. It's just like, it's
All
so
that
much
matters.
shit. You gotta
More than
study. You gotta know shit.
Fuck the booth. That's a little percentage.
That shit easy.
And that's where the artists mess up at. Oh, I just want to rap. They don't care about the business. So now when you in a Puff Daddy type contract, you mad at the world. And nah, you was just worried about the music.
I'm glad
you
you
wasn't
said
worried
that.
about nothing else.
Because nobody else want to say nothing about Puff. But I'd be like, man, Puff raped a whole bunch of people.
He did, but then again,
He made a lot of people.
but then again,
I'm gonna tell you this.
he did.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna use this as an example. I seen when Jagged Edge and 112 came. I went to go see them, right?
And that's a whole man.
But I'm gonna make 2 points about that. So 112 did a hell of a performance, but they looked like they could have been local motherfuckers. Now JD Boys. You can tell that them motherfuckers have money, or they had some percentage of their royalties, or they had something. Now, them walking out because they sound wasn't right, I can't disagree with either. I wanted to hear more. I love Jagged. I grew up on Jagged Edge, and I'm from Georgia. But when they only did. I understand these motherfuckers is professionals, and they like, motherfucker, get it right.
Man, it's so real. it's a backstory to that, and I don't even want to put all the business out because this was dealing with my man Big Wayne. Shout out to Wayne, man, Elevated Pro, man. That jagged ass shit got took from under our nose, man. We was about to make that move. That was really his situation, but I fucks with him hard, and I go hard with the promo with him. So, yeah, they found out that we was trying to make that move, and we was gonna do it in Binghamton, and that's a whole nother situation. But anywho, and they don't know the backstory. You know what I'm saying? Like Jagged Edge, they fulfilled their contract. It really was a free show for them. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a makeup show that they had to do. You know, through the promoter. So they really not getting no bag for that show.
Right, so
they just folded to the, you know what I'm saying? So contractually, they like, yo, the music wasn't right. We ain't really getting no money for something.
We out of here.
You know what I mean? So it was a a quick show, but not that's a whole nother.
Alright, let me see, Eddie.
OMG.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, Kate in the cut, might as well have him come through.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's talk about some crazy shit right off the rip.
Oh shit.
Do y'all feel like Will Smith was wrong for smacking Chris Rock?
And my question is, right? This is my question. For Will Smith, I fuck with Will Smith. Will Smith a good actor, right? If a nigga like, say, who I want to say, if Kevin Hart would have said that, or Eddie Murphy, or somebody that probably would have swung back, would have said that, would you would have had the same energy? Like, that's your wife. Slap the shit out of a nigga if he disrespect, but you gotta have the same energy. That's how I feel all the way around.
I'm gonna tell you,
I would have checked him after personally.
He was wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Sometimes niggas need to get slapped though. You don't know, bro. Maybe he said some shit.
That's a fact, but I'm gonna tell you
But maybe
why.
some shit transpired behind the scenes.
He just fed up.
He
With everybody.
is, but
That
you
red
know,
table
he
talk like
is, but you know what?
He fed up with her ass.
He-
That's what I'm saying.
So Chris Rock paid for Will being fed up with the world?
Basically,
because
it's
the
our
world
world.
was
So
attacking
think about
Will,
it.
which is why he's fed
But
up,
think
right?
about it, right? Y'all got siblings, right? Y'all ever got your ass whooped for something your sibling did?
Yeah.
There you go, nigga. He took
like
an ass whooping for something
He
else.
said, I'm your African brother, but I'm not your brother,
it is what it
motherfucker.
is.
He was wrong. And in the world of comedy, and you're a comedian, and you know how it goes.
You know what he should have did? He should have got up there and roasted his ass.
That's what he should have
That
did.
was the man. That was
That's
the
what he
right way to
did.
handle that shit.
That's what he should have did.
Because he was laughing, and this bitch don't hold him down any goddamn way.
No, I respect it if somebody disrespects your wife, your sibling, by all that's different, right? But you a comedian, you know how it
But
goes.
there was
you know how it
so
goes.
much material.
And he didn't really go in on Will. It was kind of one of them things.
That's
like,
why I think it was more to it than
You-
we know.
you gotta-
Something had to happen backstage with them two
she
before that.
just looked at him.
I don't think it had nothing to do
He
with
didn't.
it.
He ain't even make
Honestly,
an August Alsina joke or nothing. Like it was one of them things.
It
Like I
had
had
nothing
to
to
kind
do with,
of.
I'm telling you, bro, it had nothing to do with Jay that Will Smith was like,
You
I just
kinda
told
would've
you
had to
backstage,
know.
Stop playing with me.
You kind of would have had to know what he was like. Yeah, Will he OD, and I fucks with Will.
That shit was a
I rock with Will.
that was a
I
textbook
rock with
slap
Will.
though.
That's why, part of me don't even think that shit was real. You gotta think though, we in the world of make believe.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like social media.
But he lost a lot of shit behind that. That's the only thing that make me.
Man, listen, we
Because
don't know.
Will-
if it's
Will
real or
shit
not.
is-
But you want to know something? At the end of the day, Will Smith is always going to be Will Smith.
Smith is
No
Will
matter
Smith, man.
how many endorsements and all that he lose, Will Smith is
I don't think-
certified, stamped.
I don't think
good
he slapped
until
his wallet
until
empty,
he's
man.
gone.
He probably
Of course
slapped himself
This
in
is
the
the
time out.
Fresh Prince Will. This is Will Smith who it was. Yo, don't get it twisted. Nigga, when he was with Jazzy Jeff, like I'm a hip hop head.
Summer.
That nigga was
Fuck
Parents
summertime.
just don't understand.
Listen to the Will was nice with
Niggas
the
up
bars
niggas
back
got no
then.
music.
We not gonna front. I'm a hip hop head. Back in the day, he was.
Would I personally have slapped a comedian? Nah.
What's that joint? The Brand New Funk? Brand New Funk. Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. Listen to it. Anybody who got ears,
He's an underrated
and listen
DJ.
to it.
for
He's
sure.
an underrated
What?
DJ for sure.
Definitely, 100%. Like straight hip hop, like for real, for real.
That nigga get business.
But
They
yeah,
wanna
Will
appreciate
was
that.
wrong. Will was wrong. I respect it.
But my
in
thing
a way,
from
but
that,
he was
so
wrong.
to go off of that, my problem with that is that a lot of people is saying, oh yeah, that's what a man's supposed to do, and da 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 da. So I would ask both of y'all, what is your definition of a man? The older I get, the more of a man that myself I'm discovering that I am. I start to discover that my idea of what a man is completely opposite of what society.
I know the man idea of manhood is trying to be removed from society.
Oh, for sure,
I know that.
For sure.
I know that. So even when we explain what a man is, some of these motherfuckers that's gonna watch it.
So just define y'all aspects first, and then we go into that.
You said a real man was supposed to have deal with Will have.
No, that's what they were
what's
saying.
your
What is your definition of a man? Because they said I don't agree with that shit. But they said that's what a man's.
Nah, because you're bringing a whole nother barrier into it. What does having a man have to do anything with smacking anybody?
Because they just said, oh, being a man, protecting a woman. And
right,
said,
but it wasn't that situation.
They tried to say that black
Did
men.
Chris Rock put hands on
No,
Jada?
listen, I'm married, right? So this is my.
Did he put hands on her?
It's my thing, right? If the nigga cracked a joke about my wife and she laughed about it instantly, like,
But
he cracked me.
that's
why
you gotta add the other barriers.
listen,
Are you a comedian?
But this is
are you
what I'm
at
getting
a
at.
show to where comedians?
If we
is
chilling, a
talking?
comedian is cracking jokes on my wife, nigga, like it's a joke. She laughed. That's why it leads me to believe it had nothing to do with the joke. It was deeper than that. Something transpired.
But what I'm saying, off of them taking it deeper in the community, saying that we like they said the black. That's
a man provides for the house.
Yeah, they just saying that a black. We just don't know what a black man looks like protecting a black woman, and that's why they're outraged. That's the
problem with society.
Because we protect women all the time. Like
we always putting color on something. I done seen white men do white women worse.
So
Shit,
doing that, protecting her did what?
You ain't dragging your woman down the block, nigga. You got a black woman, she gonna fuck you up, nigga.
that's a fact.
And how was that?
Okay.
People throwing other barriers in it that don't really coincide with the situation.
Alright, so I'm gonna give y'all my example, right? So to be right, like I told my son, so I was telling him some shit that I like here protecting the spot, whatever. But I'm like, I'm not a gangster. I'm not a tough guy, but I'm a fucking man. And I'm like, you don't go looking for trouble, but you protect what's yours.
That's a fact.
And you do it in a respect, like you got like in a certain way. Like you don't go looking for trouble. You ain't got to be the toughest motherfucker in the world, but you protect what's yours, your family, and what you love. That's what the fucking man is. You provide the best of your ability. You there.
Simplify. A man hunts the food and the wife prepares it. You're not supposed to expect a woman to go fight off a motherfucking lion, nigga, in the lion's den.
But today,
that's the problem with society.
Today,
these niggas just sit back, play a motherfucking video game while their wife go work 3 jobs, nigga.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you waiting for her to come home and give you $20 out of her money, nigga? You playing a motherfucking video game. You ain't making no money off of that. That's not a man.
But if you can afford to play the video,
man, if a nigga sitting on his ass and not making the money, he can't afford to do some shit.
No. He's not making money.
He can't afford to sleep.
And I don't play video games. I don't play video games. I'm a Sega Nintendo type.
There you go.
Right.
So you can afford to do that.
But you don't necessarily gotta go to a physical 9 to 5 to be making income.
But what I'm saying is,
but I
we
get
know
what
that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
This niggas right now, as they gonna watch this.
Me,
right?
I like to spice it up a little bit.
Podcast, right? They gonna be sitting at the crib all day. Their wife or shorty or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, whoever love them to take care of their ass gonna be slaving. And they feel like they entitled to that. What are you doing? That's not a man. See what I'm saying? A man is, yo, listen, we gonna make this shit work together. Here, you take some time off, you know what I mean? That's a man provide, like I said, the man hunt the food, the woman prepare. That's just it. That shit is so out of the mind these days. Niggas want to be so popular with other niggas. They want to dress like bitches. Excuse my language, not. They want to dress like females. They want to do female dance. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry, that shit make me mad.
But it's been happening slowly. You can see it.
It ain't been happening slowly. It's been happening right in front of our face, and motherfuckers just so blind to the fact. It's been going on.
Like even at the
They've been programming us since Christopher Columbus. That big ass lie. Who the fuck is a Christopher Columbus? And they've been teaching us about this nigga since we was in this big.
The biggest shit. I believe in the higher power. I believe that I was created. But the fact that these niggas, they had to laugh when they translated the Bible and put all this bronze, wool, and all this shit. We're gonna keep this in here and we still gonna paint them white. And these motherfuckers still gonna follow that.
Man, listen, see, that's a conversation.
I'm about to say, we can get deep. We can get
The few
deep.
people who probably did like me watching it wouldn't like me to keep going with that one, boy. Cause man, I would tell you, you know. But I'm.
But
just
you
telling
want to know
the
something?
facts,
Fuck it.
man.
I'm gonna go deep. I'm gonna go deep real quick. I'm gonna fuck their head up, right?
Yo.
Since we talking about, let's talk about religion, right? That's the thing, right? Religion is the biggest fucking cult. I don't know what you talking about. Religion is a game. If you want to throw motherfuckers in Rico,
Religion
put
is
the
a
pastors in
corporation.
motherfucking, put the pastors in motherfucking jail. They've been taken from the poor communities for the longest.
Religion is a
A
corporation.
book that's been written is being taught. Like I respect anybody's religion, whatever you believe in, what you believe in. I believe in the Creator, cool. But I don't believe in the white man said, yo, you gotta be this way, this way, this way. You gotta be the white man way to come to me. What? Nigga, hold up. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I grew up in the.
Time out now. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me God told you to slave us and slave us?
I grew up
Y'all
in
niggas
the
is ready to hit
Baptist
this
church.
weed.
I grew up
in church.
Christian. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
man, listen, boy.
I'm gonna tell you something that fucked me up last week. I was watching some shit about fraud pastors, and the exact same, like I still to this day as a pastor I really believed in, and the whole setup he described his whole setup and how he got people hyped, and it was so familiar to me that shit almost made me want to cry. I ain't gonna lie.
Alright, so I'm gonna give y'all a 2-part question. If money wasn't an object, where would you be and what would you be doing?
Well, shit. Everything I do, I don't really base it off money anyway.
But I mean, like, you have unlimited resources. Like, it don't matter.
I'd be out of space.
I don't know about outer space.
Mars. Nah, I'm joking.
Go ahead, next you got it first.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit, if money wasn't no object, I'd be everywhere. Cause you know what I'm saying? I gotta make it stop everywhere. I'm gonna be stagnated if that's the case.
Shit, that's
You know what I mean?
Where we now?
I can only speak on the places I've been. There's more out there. So, shit, if money ain't no object, I'm everywhere.
Money ain't no object. I would like go. What would I do, or where would I go, or what I be doing?
Both.
I would definitely try to help kids with like the whole purpose of My Grizzly Entertainment is this. Like, it's not music. What it is to basically give back to kids with drug addict parents and shit. Like, but the easiest way to get in the community's eyes and get involved is through entertainment. You know what I mean? So if I had unlimited sources of money, then shit, I mean, we'd be giving back Boys and Girls Clubs, we'd be giving back to the public schools, we'd be doing things for after schools, we'd doing all that. Like,
More. We're gonna do it more.
Because that's
right
the
now
problem.
We give back. We give back.
Yeah,
in
that's
our
a
own
fact.
ways,
And we don't even broadcast that shit because I don't like
We definitely
attention.
do for the community.
You know what I mean?
You know what
I
I'm
come
saying?
from not having nothing. So like everything I do is where I come from, I try to give back. But at the end of the day, like, that's what people forget. Like, you always gotta give back where you came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, unlimited amount of money, shit, man. We taking kids here. We paying for kids' colleges. We building our own colleges. We going on native lands. We donating to the natives. We taking back our land. We doing all the same shit that they doing to us. We just flipping that shit because now we got unlimited amounts of money like y'all. Now it's fair game. You know what I'm saying? Now the innocent ones that's locked up, we freeing them because we got the correct money now. You know what I mean? So if you talking like that, nigga, yeah, shit.
Yeah, that shit do kind of boggle my mind that there's a study or a percentage that of innocent people that they know are in prison.
Think about this, right?
And they're still in prison.
Think about this.
You studied the, like, you know the percentage.
No, this is about to blow your mind. 20 years from now, crack cocaine will be legal.
I can see that.
40 years from now, opioids will be legal.
They already trying. They trying to give them safe places.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now,
Yeah,
think about who it all
once
fucked
they
up,
get
though.
they cut.
It all fucked us up in the long run.
Yeah.
Took our fathers out. It took people out of our lives that was supposed to be there to lead us on and give us this guidance.
But then,
But kept they people in place, and they was doing the same. You know, rich white people sniff the most cocaine that any motherfucker can think of.
Hell yeah.
Where the fuck they think we get the drugs to sell from? Me and you cannot pull up the Pablo Escobar bar and say, yo, let me get 10 keys, my nigga. He gonna look at you like, nigga, you about to get shot. However, if I got some motherfucking blue eyes and some light skin and a nice tuxedo, I can get what I want.
To add on to what you talking about,
real shit, man.
I ain't gonna say America's best president. Who would you say America's best second president? Over on popularity.
Wait, who's the most popular?
JFK was my boy.
Nah, but you think a different. You think?
Well, I'm not
I'm talking about popularity. We
like,
know who number one is. Number one would be who? America's favorite president.
Are we talking about America's president?
Yeah.
Like Trump America? Or Obama's America? Because these are two different Americas now.
Right. In the urban community.
Oh, we talking about Obama.
Okay. Who would be second?
In the urban communities?
Yes.
JFK.
That's what I just said.
Nah. In the urban community.
When the last time we had a
They don't know about JFK.
Bill Clinton.
Correct.
Oh, popularity.
Correct.
Yeah, I forgot about Bill.
Now.
But what the fuck they do now?
Correct. Now let's rewind to.
You did say popularity.
Right.
Go ahead.
Bill Clinton. He said it, right? So let's rewind to when we talked about the beginning of the whole joint, about the whole predictive program and the whole facade and what did Bill Clinton do? What did he do?
I know what he did. He made it popular to get his dick sucked. Made it popular for you to get head.
What did he do?
Holy shit.
What did he do to the black community? What did he do
locked
to the
us
black?
up.
Right.
He fucking locked us
doing
up.
what? Passing the law, 3 strikes, you
You're out, nigga.
Right.
But before that, we had America's War on Drugs. That started it right there.
So, but why he's a popularity? Why is he popular amongst the urban community?
Because they don't know that shit.
Programming.
They study it.
But my joke when I said that, the joke I made about him getting head, but that's what the urban.
But that's what they gravitated to.
Oh, he had a side bitch in the
Obama. What did Obama do?
Man.
Why do they gravitate to him too much?
Gave us free phones and all that.
Obama made a lot of LGBTQ shit.
Yo, listen, he started that
What
shit.
else
He
did he
really
do?
pushed that shit hard.
But yet he in the urban community.
I'm not, hey yo, listen, people.
Man, listen. They ain't ready for that combo.
They ain't gonna like us now.
They ain't ready for that.
But it's all good though. But sometimes that's what it takes though, for people not to like you, because when you're liked, that means you fit in. That means you agree to the popular. How I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you agree to what's going on.
Yeah, the consensus.
Yeah, like you agree, like you sell your soul for that essentially. You know what I mean? But when you when you stand back and you saying something that don't make sense to the masses, but it makes sense to 10 people, then you like, they gonna look at you crazy.
I'd rather have them 10 people.
But when it all boils down to it,
just thinking outside
prime example. Look at the fucking COVID shit. They gave us mad money. Gas is $5.
But think about it. It's predictive programming. So guess what? It's
nigga.
As a whole, it's supposed to make sense.
Right? Exactly.
It's supposed to make sense.
Exactly. But y'all don't get that though. Y'all don't get that, right?
To the general public, it's supposed to make sense because what they know, what was fed to you. You know what I mean? If it's some bullshit,
that's like prime example. Fast food, right? Think about it. That's the easiest way to take home cooked meals out of the household. Damn, you get this quick. I'm tired. I don't gotta cook no more. I don't gotta do this all that. I'm gonna pull up.
That shit is poison.
That shit is fucking poison like a motherfucker. Look at my fat ass. Trust me, I know.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's just so much shit that we could really talk about. And it all goes down to being a man. Being a man is being aware of what's going on in front of you and not being blinded by all the extra bullshit, by all the motherfuckers wearing jewelry. Like, think about it, everybody want to be a rapper. Me being a label owner, whatever, a label head and whatever, trying to start that. It's cool if you want to be an artist, paint pictures with your words. But don't go after the jewelry, don't go after the big houses, don't go after all that shit. Go after health, first and foremost. And then wealth. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your family's good, make sure your mental is good, because if you come into the music game looking for money, you fucked right then and there, because what's gonna happen is a motherfucker with a few dollars, he gonna persuade you to do some shit that you never thought you'd do. All it takes is a few drugs, Asian persuasion.
But you gotta study. Like I go watch like Unsung's and all that shit. Old fucking artists and shit. Like I see how
not even watching, you gotta read.
Yeah,
too.
read that too.
A lot of shit is hidden in text.
Yeah, text.
But
it's been hidden in text for a long time, and you gotta sift through shit.
like something that fucked me up is Frankie Lyman. Like, what's that? Why do? Is it why? Is it why do fools? Yeah, I'm thinking that. Yeah, so you see how that movie?
If he wrong, y'all gonna chew him up.
Nah, but because it's either Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Yeah, it is Why Do Fools Fall in Love. Because I'm thinking either what's Ike and Tina shit or Tina Turner shit. That's
What's love got to do with it? What's love got to do with it?
Yeah, so it's Why Fools Fall in Love. Why do birds sing so? Yeah, that shit. So they had Lorenzo Tate play that shit,
Right.
and he had them 3 wives and all that shit, and that heroin addict, that had addiction. He was 15.
Why should he be playing that role?
No, but
that's what you think?
No, I'm thinking, but just think about the industry that he was in, and at that time, and he was a young black person, like a young black boy, probably didn't have no guidance like that, and he was addicted.
Oh, he had guidance, alright.
But it was he was fucking older women.
That's what I'm saying.
Older
Guided the way he wanted to guide him. Yeah.
But at 15, he was a heroin addict. Like that shit, blessed in the industry. Like you get what I'm saying? Like
you gotta play
shit,
that role.
like.
Take a toll, and motherfuckers gotta realize what you see is not always what you see, right? So I want to say, like, they don't always give you everything, right? You see the best actors, you see they number one, they popping. Oh shit, they going through it. Mentally, the motherfuckers when they go home, they lock themselves in their rooms away from their family and their motherfucking wives, and they really go through and they sit back and they see everything they seen on the road, or the means they had to be in, or the shit they had to see, or some of the things they had to agree to do. Like, this shit is real.
That's why motherfuckers be on drugs and killing themselves.
Exactly. Motherfuckers never thought like, damn, how could you be so rich and famous and want to off yourself? You don't think like, damn, it's gotta be something?
And everything, man.
Bingo.
But that's
the problem.
Go back into what I'm saying.
Being a man, you gotta understand what's going on.
The industry, for real, is different, bro. You think about it. I got the mansions, the females, the cars, the jets. Why are these people, like you said, offing themselves? It's something deeper than that, yo. These people is depressed, committing suicides because they sold
depressed. One of the things that swept under the rug is depression. People really are depression.
Why are they depressed when they got all this money? Why are they depressed when they got all this money?
It is real, man. You playing some of these roles of drug addicts or racist cops or whatever role you playing, that shit fucks with your mental state of mind. Like, you gotta actors, rappers, whatever you do in entertainment. But that's where it starts with people like us. We start our own shit and being men, back to the being men and understanding what's going on. We know how to separate and move from that and take our people and build off of that.
Something I want to do. I was gonna say it on camera, off camera, but I can say it. Fuck it, if the niggas can't do it. I wanna team up with niggas in the town, right? And I wanna not have people submit songs like an album like that. I want people to get up, create together, work together, make shit from different all over the place, and then everybody get their streaming and shit like that. Like, I'm willing to put
even if niggas did do it, the fact that you threw it out there and want to do it and you not doing it for money, and so what if 100 niggas did it and without you, you can sit back and like, yeah, them niggas did that shit though.
But the shit,
you know what I'm saying? So it could be dumb. Somebody just do it.
It's just somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta do that shit. It's just
somebody gotta lead the pack.
Cause it's just so much. I really do really that people talk about Syracuse all the time. There's so much talent here. It's so much talent sitting right the fuck here.
What you mean, like do some music like, and you just listening to it type joint on that?
No, I mean like
getting together and creating kind of like an album together.
Yeah, like a town. Like I wanted
like Compton or some shit like that.
Yeah, like mad different.
Or Atlanta or some shit.
Like me, Kata, Quay type shit.
Listen,
like niggas that don't
all it takes is for one person like you just. I'm setting up the studio.
Young niggas, old niggas, all of that shit together, coming together and do that shit. And then it's just like, that's us. That's something as a town. So why wouldn't everybody else get behind that? It ain't no.
Once you throw it out there, bro, and you start to do it, everybody falls in line with what they supposed to fall in line in. And I learned that.
Yeah.
Like when you reach and want to pull people, you're gonna pull bad apples.
You know
when you let that good apples fall through, you ain't gotta worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So now that you said that shit, all we gotta do is figure out a time and date, use our contacts, set that shit up and move. It's just simple as that.
That would be dope.
Simple as that. That shit. I wanted, like, when I first thought about that shit, I'd be like, that should be some shit to hit on for the summertime. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just Niggas don't even know niggas working on that shit and just hit their ass. But that's another thing. Marketing is awful.
I was just about to say, here's a problem. Here's a problem with a lot of people, not just in Syracuse, and I'm sure this happens all over the country. People don't want to invest themselves in going places. Like, for instance, right, I move around a lot. I got a lot of connections literally from New York State to California, no cap, even out in London. People, you go to somebody, you say, yo, listen, right, for $1,000, you know, we get our Airbnb, our flights, we go out here, do this show, we make some money, whatever, boom, 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 network, whatever. And he's like, oh man, that's too much. Now, mind you, let's say there's 4 people that got to come with that $1,000, right?
That's cake.
Damn, that's too much. All right, whatever, I understand it's a lot of money, right? Now here comes a club night in your town, in your local city, right? And the bottles is $400, the section is $400, right? Your outfit is about let's say $600, because Jordan's is about $200 with inflation. You know, niggas want to step, so they gonna step. So your outfit is about what? Let's say $600. The bottle, like I said, the section is $400. You're gonna splurge, get all the drinks. So you well over that $1,000. You could have invested that $1,000 into networking and getting somewhere. That's the problem with a lot of people, not just in our city, throughout the United States of America. Because again, it goes to programming. Because we programmed it, instead of this $1,000 investing, I'm gonna spend this $1,000 and I'm gonna go work overtime because then I can make that money back and then I can do it again. Nah, you take that $1,000, you network, you invest that in your own company. You say, fuck this major company. You invest your time, your hustle, and everything in yourself, and you build your company off of that $1,000.
Skip that middleman.
You see what I'm saying? That's the problem with motherfuckers that don't think about building yourself, because we so programmed into building other people's shit, a Walmart, an Amazon. Yo, listen, I don't give a fuck about the Amazon, okay? I'm trying to build out my grizzly guy.
It's generational.
We're gonna build a warehouse where we supply shit for our people for a low price. Amazon coming for you.
But that's why it's probably gonna be the most controversial thing I ever said. But that's why I was explaining to somebody before, like, if I look through the eyes of white people after slavery was abolished, right? I can completely understand why they would react the way that they did. They was losing power and control of and that's what we need to build. That's why we don't have it now. It's all set up right there, and that's what they fear was. And that's why they've been holding us down this whole time.
Let me address something that we even skip. There's 2 different types of white people.
Oh yeah, true.
Let's give them credit. It's white people that actually disagree with that other side.
True.
It's white people that put their life on the line before one of us will.
And I know
jump in
quite
front
a
of a
few.
cannon.
I know quite a few.
I wasn't talking about them.
Right.
We talking about them.
But because there's gonna be something like, yo,
Nah, because you know what? It's a touchy subject.
we have to address
It's real touchy.
subject.
And when we speak pro-black, we definitely don't want to offend nobody, right?
Yeah.
We do have style, because I got some who ride it,
Yo, listen,
right?
I got caught,
But
man. Listen,
I can never forget. I can never forget. We was on the menu, niggas for sale.
Yeah.
And we had a price, and I'm just saying.
That's just real shit.
That's just real shit.
That's real. Our great grandma, and you know, people be like, yo, it happened so long ago. If you really want to be technical, slavery really wasn't over until like 1900s.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Really. So just think about that. Your great grandma.
What's long ago? Because time heals all wounds, but to a slave or somebody who felt it.
Time heals all wounds as long as those wounds are always being reopened.
But who's to say that's
Here's
a
the
long
thing
time
though.
ago?
Here's the thing though. Time heals all wounds as long as those wounds are being reopened. And those wounds are always being reopened with Hollywood constantly reopening them with the TV.
No, I kind of feel like, I feel like they saying
it's
that. No, they should be taught that though. The kids should be taught about the past. They trying to take that out of school and they don't need to know.
I feel like it should be.
How are you teaching it? How are you teaching it? Yes, teach about it. But how are you teaching it? Are you teaching we need to come together, or are you teaching that, yeah, we used to own them? They were owned by us. Look at these pictures. We used to whip them. Are you teaching that, but in a respectful way?
But it happened, so you have to know. Like I learned that shit, and I didn't grow up hating.
We learned it that way.
Yeah, but I didn't grow up hating.
So now listen,
that was
we don't hate white people, but in the wrong altercation, even if the motherfucker on the other side of the altercation isn't racist, in our mind, depending on how they act, that motherfucker racist.
Yeah,
because the way we was taught this shit.
It wasn't taught. My apprehension comes from experiences.
Yeah,
the reason I don't like cops is because I've been walking down the street multiple times, gun in my fucking face. Like, what the fuck did I do? Like, this happened, you know?
We all been there as black men,
Dogs,
definitely.
but that's crazy.
That's another topic too, as far as the police.
Or people just blocking their doors while I'm walking by, or me holding the door open for them and them going to the other door. You know what I mean? Crazy shit.
And as much as society don't want to even maybe not admit it, or maybe listen, being a black man walking in a white community, is probably. A white person walking in a black community, it's more safer for them than it's probably for us walking in their community.
Yo, you want to know why? Because when they come in our community, what do we think when we first see them, depending on how they look? Either A, they a cop, or B, they come to spend some money.
Yeah.
Us walking in their community, the niggas come to get us. Lord Jesus.
And some of the defense, like I've had conversations.
Not every household.
A lot of them don't know. They really don't.
They don't know. It depends on what they were taught.
They don't be like I work with predominantly white people. It's me and a Puerto Rican.
And they don't be around blacks like that, probably, right?
At the end of the night, we just having drinks one day, and I had like 2 shots, and I started talking about cops and shit, and then I'm like, they all looking at me, man, and I had to explain like, nah, like this isn't from a group consensus. This is from my personal experience. I might know cops. You might have been a cop. But from my experience, I know not everybody, but my life, I think of everything in percentages. Everything is percentage. Nothing is 100%. So it's like not every.
And using that percentage, you had a bad experience.
Yeah, like but my percentage.
The highest percentage is bad.
I've had white cops let me off for some shit that they could have locked me up for, or some shit, or you know what I mean? Like I've had good
shit.
cops.
We talking about cops. I'm like, damn, dog, I'm my wallet. Just saying.
Like, you know what I mean? So,
but I got that shit.
I feel that.
But that's already pre-programmed. Like I feel when I don't leave my wallet. White dude probably might leave me like
programming. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you, when I lived in Valentine, one of my boys, I think he was training to be a cop. I walked out, I heard somebody say, "Yo, Streetz," and I'm like,
my boy Chris.
Nah, that is it was Malachi back in the day. This was years ago, but he was driving, but I'm like, I can't see, so I'm looking, I'm hesitant as fuck. I'm like, should I walk up to the car?
Right. You know my name.
So I walked up, and I seen him, so I'm talking to him all friendly, but he had a white partner, and this motherfucker was grilling the shit out of me the whole time, just now unfriendly, just like, you could feel that shit, and it's like...
Because in his eyes, you're a criminal, because you're not on the same side. Yo, this whole shit is fucked up. You know, the programming, we program not to trust cops. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing there's really cops out there that care about the community, but we will never see them in the community. And if we do, it'll be very like that. We'll see that followed by a cop killing a black man.
Nah, I like to think they're different.
Like he said earlier, though, they probably won't broadcast that shit. Like,
no, we're programmed to trust cops. From when we was younger, the DARE program, we learned to trust cops. It was us going through our experience till we were
now with Officer Friendly and DARE, but nowadays the programming is definitely not.
We have to. My son
definitely not pro cop these days.
Like I teach my son, because guess what? The schools is not gonna tell you the real. They're not gonna, you know what I mean? Of course, like when we was younger.
That's the first starter program right there.
Officer Friendly.
Officer Friendly, yeah.
Come on now. You're supposed to love cops. Cops are there to help us. Well, us as in who?
And it all depends on what cops you talking about. Now, let's talk about Baltimore. Remember Baltimore? They had the fucking
we got some good cops.
I thought Clues was cool, pretty cool. Then years later he body slammed some girl
some
into
good
the
cops.
fucking lockers.
But we gonna call it what it is.
I'm not gonna call out personal situations with the police by personal names.
I don't know where the fuck he is.
What I will say is
my son's grandfather is a retired officer.
There's cops that play by the law.
There are some good officers, but we're talking about the ones that are not, and you know, because this whole thing is a power thing. Absolutely. You ever seen Higher Learning? That's like a real ass story. That man was in college. He went through a whole phase. He got into the whole shit where he wasn't fucking with black people. Them the type of people that's becoming the doctors, the lawyers, you know what I'm saying? Them the type of people who do got the power. Them the ones who get in the police task force.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think
You know what I'm
think
saying?
our own people are turning against us?
In what sense? What you mean?
Like with the police sense, like the black cops essentially. Or
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty.
Are our
It's a
own people programmed to go?
It's a game. And once you put in that blue, it's like that's a game. The cops are a gang within themselves, which to a extent is understandable because if you put in your life on the line with a person every day, and even a racist motherfucker would look out for a black cop sometimes because they're part of
exactly.
I think everything.
Yeah.
The cops, whether it's me and you, me and this nigga, we grew up together, right? If me and this nigga out, we going to the club or something happened, we gonna protect each other, right? That goes with a cop, that goes with an ambulance, that goes with a lawyer, that goes with anything. Once they build that bond, it's a bond. But now, again, the program is separation. Now we're gonna throw a title on it. We're gonna throw a cop. We're gonna throw a gang. We're gonna throw KKK. Well, I just waiting for them niggas to get wrapped up in a RICO. I mean,
that shit ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, because they
gonna wrap themselves up.
Exactly, but those, but like no, I'm not all that shit. Motherfuckers not aware that all this shit. That shit is so deep, man. This shit.
I know it's illegal, but hell, you want me to lock up Johnson, boy?
I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
Exactly. Like, let's say, yo, January 6th, when them motherfuckers stormed the Capitol, let me tell y'all niggas something. Like, we can't even storm the court for our innocent people. Them niggas stormed the Capitol. You understand what I'm telling you? Them niggas kick their feet up like this and say, yo, Nancy Gray, bitch, we coming. Or Nancy Pelosi, my side Nancy Gray.
Yo,
Nancy Pelosi, we coming. They have the niggas ducking and diving. Yo, my man! Bro, Ness, nigga, we can't even walk to the police department right now and be like, yo, free my brother, nigga.
If that was us there, that shit up.
I watch that shit. And I don't watch like 10 documentaries on that shit. I say, yo, one thing I learned when white people, and this is gonna be very controversial what I say.
This shit deeper than what
it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And one thing I've learned, white people have mastered the way of controlling and manipulating everything and getting what they want.
They have
it's our turn to start doing the same thing, and the best way to do it is to just simply come together. I don't give a fuck if you blood, Crip, Black King,
all that shit is stupid.
At the end of the day, we not like by certain people, and the ones that are like, they're gonna help lead the way.
No, keep it real, but if you think about it, it was just, like, if you really just sit back and think about it, whether it was false stage, whether it was real, whether...
That January 6th shit?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, boy, that shit was really fun. Them motherfuckers want to play about that.
The shutdown. Like, do people not understand that the world really shut down? Then we come right back out and niggas just fucking each other up on a whole other scale. Like, whether that was a real virus or was these motherfuckers, that shit was trying to kill us. That shit was trying to take people out. It was definitely
a virus. Whether it was definitely man-made. Whether it came from the United States, China, wherever it came from. It was definitely a way for control. Look, it got us sitting down. It got us accepting all the free money in the world. And then now it has us paying $5 for gas a gallon. In some places, $9. It got us paying $4 for eggs. It got us paying, you know what I never understood?
Who our president? Who our president?
Time out real quick though.
Who our president?
How the fuck? Hold up. How the fuck is meat and food going up, but I can still get $1 burger? Shut.
Yeah.
Time out.
What are we eating?
Who our president?
What the fuck?
What they call him?
What the fuck we eating?
What's his nickname though?
Sleepy Joe.
Uncle Joe?
Oh man.
That everybody was trying to hurry up and get Trump out of office? Like, oh, they don't.
Yo, let me ask y'all something. Would y'all rather have, alright, real quick. Real quick, because we might be almost out of time. One more thing,
They
right?
ain't gonna get into all that. Because they're not ready for that conversation.
Nah, let's be controversial real quick.
They're not ready for it.
Uncle Joe. And I know this shit.
And that was Obama man.
Right?
That was Obama man.
Listen, and I want you to say why.
What has he done yet?
Both of y'all, and I'm gonna answer it too. Uncle Joe or Donald Trump?
Come on, man.
Let's do it. What we doing?
I say.
I'm gonna give y'all the real.
I say at the very least, because I can go very detailed in this. At the very,
there's a lot of other people that could have been voted.
But at the very core level of thing, I feel like a person should be able to complete their whole job before they judged out. So I don't like he still had a whole nother term. whether I believe all of the other shit or whether he was good
Trump?
or bad, yeah, I do believe. I believe he had it.
Trump,
That goes back up to the news report.
That nigga
what
said
they want to
China.
report. I'm telling you, come on, because everybody was so happy. Oh, we get.
They could have controlled
Yo, I'll
Trump.
be honest with you. Trump
had his own money.
Yo, listen, Trump is your average white man that sit by the campfire smoking ball while he's like, I'm so fucking tired of these motherfuckers causing ruckus.
I don't think Trump was racist. I think he's prejudiced. I think he's prejudiced. Not
He
racist.
was definitely he's talked
To be a
motherfucking
yo, how all them black people he been around.
Bro, listen, he's not a
man.
racist.
A lot of rappers.
That's another
in our
program.
culture.
That's another way of
Something
programming
Trump
people.
make Trump references.
I'm not gonna say he's
He's a
racist.
racist. Come on, I don't think
He might be prejudiced against broke people.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
because to be a
Like,
racist,
no.
you're not doing business with no black people.
Bro, you know how many songs, hip hop alone, videos, songs, bars, Donald Trump has been in?
Word.
Trump Plaza, Trump Hotel, Trump this, Trump like, come on.
Word. So I'm gonna get. We can go out there about this shit.
Hold on, just give me the answer to it. The historically black colleges, Trump was the president who gave the most out of all the presidents.
Hello.
They don't
Not only that, he
know
also
that.
made other countries pay to bring their shit in here.
To the HBCUs, he was, come on.
Man. Niggas like, oh no, we can't fuck with this.
So I got two more. So one, you seen Janky Promoters?
That's my shit.
Damn.
That's my shit.
We ain't janky promoters, by the way, yo.
No. But like the funny thing about that movie to me is that it shows the struggle, but it was mad hard to root for Ice Cube in that shit. That nigga was doing mad slick shit. His son was fucking trash. Like you could have prepared that nigga. You knew that nigga wasn't nice. Like you put him on a. And then that shit had.
Yeah, at least he believed
He was
it.
janky.
Yeah. Shit. It's definitely been good, man.
Sure.
I ain't do this shit in mad long. I'm mad talkative. I can keep doing this shit for fucking hours.
Stay tonight, nigga.
I kind of forgot we was recording, man.
We definitely gonna have to get up,
hold you.
put some shit together, cause we all titans in our own right.
Shout out to OGs against violence.
Yeah, definitely that. And it don't make sense that we work together, cater. Like I said, off camera, me and you ain't got no track. That shit.
Sure, we gonna
That
lose.
shit's nuts.
I try not to rap no more because, you know, I'm an artist, but my artists do it, you know, I'm trying to run a label, but Hov is my favorite rapper, so, you know, I can pop on like Hov.
He retired like 90 times.
I follow his blueprint.
Yo, Hovey ho.
You on Wiz How High video, that shit was
Shout
dope.
out to Wiz.
That shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Who idea was that?
Both of us actually.
Yeah, they did their thing on that.
Yeah.
They did their thing on that.
Creativity, man, is a beautiful thing, especially when you work on people that like to be creative. And honestly, it was really natural though, but yeah. It was dope.
Alright, any closing thing you want to say, man?
Nah, I appreciate you for, you know, the invite. We've been talking about it for a little minute, man.
Definitely.
I'm just humbled to be here, and everybody just keep rocking with me, you know, during events or whatever I got going on. I'm gonna do them for as long as I can do them. You know, Lord Finesse, check me out.
It only keep getting better, further and higher.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. God willing, we here.
Shit. This was episode 1 of season 2 of Street Talk. We out this bitch.
Big Grizzly Skater.
Season 1.